my new car. (2023) Elantra Hyundai N. Elantra Hyundai N. 2023 Hyundai Elantra N. In case you're wondering why I'm driving my Subaru instead of the Elantra, let me show you. This car has Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, and it's currently like 27 degrees outside. One of the joys of taking delivery of your car that you ordered in the spring, taking a winter delivery of a car that you ordered in the spring that comes on summer tires, is that you have to immediately get new tires after you buy it. So I ordered a new set of tires like 4 days ago from Costco, which if I'd done a little bit of internet research, I probably would have understood was a bad idea. Like, I like Costco, but apparently if you order tires from them through the website, it takes forever for them to give you any information about what you allegedly ordered. So last night I just went ahead and placed an order with Discount Tire, and hopefully I'll be able to get some all-season tires installed on the car on Friday or Saturday, which is a couple days from now. Because I've owned my new car for 5 days and I've driven it like 3 times because the temperature has been so cold and it's unsafe to drive in the winter on or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires. So you might be looking at this car and thinking, oh wow, gray. That's not really that rare of a color. And you are correct. I actually originally wanted this car in what Hyundai calls performance blue. But it seemed like that was an impossible thing to find at the moment unless I wanted to go to some random dealership in Texas. So I got my second favorite option, which is cyber gray. Just got an email from Costco saying that my tires had arrived. And I'm gonna drive over there and see if I could get a walk-in appointment to have them installed. And if that works, I'll just cancel my Discount Tire order. It's been like a week, at least a week since I started recording this video, which is like the story of my life, attempting to make vlogs while also having a job and a toddler and all the other things that come with being an adult. So I did end up getting the all-season tires installed on the new Elantra N at Costco. I got some BFG G-Force all-season, like AS1 or something like that. Basically the same all-season tires that I have on my 2014 Mustang, the Dude Stang. They seem fine. I've been driving the car a fair amount the past week, pretty much like every day to run errands, take my son to school, all that kind of stuff. So naturally the car is a lot dirtier than it was when I started recording this video, which sucks, but whatever. Got to get the vlog out. So yeah, so here, this is definitely the worst angle in my opinion, right here, but yeah. I think this angle's a little bit better, but yeah, you can see definitely some seasonal decorations added to the wheel well, and the wheels are not looking too clean at the moment, but whatever. Cars are meant to be driven. I stand by that. already got my sticker horsepower. Okay, so I know some of the Mustang guys, some of my subscribers are pretty diehard muscle Mustang V8 rear wheel drive only types, and I understand that. I love Mustangs, of course. I'm a Mustang enthusiast. I'm a car enthusiast, but I do love Mustangs. And I gotta say, it's a Hyundai. Yeah, it's front wheel drive, but hear me out. It's 276 horsepower, 289 pound-feet of torque, and it only weighs 3,200 pounds, and it's a 6-speed manual. It's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. This thing is fun. This is like one of the most fun cars I've ever driven, certainly one of the more fun cars I've ever owned. And I feel like I have some credibility coming from, owning 2 Mustangs. But I think, this, a lot of the guys who are following, a lot of the folks who are following the channel know that I was, looking for a while at a bunch of different cars, just needed something a little more practical for the family, in terms of like, having 4 doors, and, enough space so that the baby and the dog and my wife can all be in the car at the same time, so we can both be able to run errands more efficiently. And I looked at a bunch of different stuff, but this ended up being the car that I picked, and I'm very happy with the choice so far. It's a pretty cool car. I'm gonna show you a little bit more of the interior and some of the features, and hopefully get some video of driving and the exhaust sound and all that kind of stuff. But so far I'm quite happy with the choice, and this is definitely a cool, fun car in my opinion. Okay, one thing I really love about this car is watch this. So cool. All right, let's do a cold start in the garage, sort of cold start, so you can hear how it sounds. Check out these seats. They're so cool. Another thing I really like is this like ambient lighting. Kind of reminds me of the Seat that I drove in Spain this past summer. And I guess you can, like, I saw somebody on YouTube was showing that you can change the color of this light. I haven't really dug into the settings too much, but I'm definitely gonna have to check that out, as well as some of the other customization options. Check out some stuff. So one thing I really like about this car, this is kind of hard to see from this angle, but like, and with this lighting, is the seating, I guess maybe the cockpit, whatever you want to call it, like It's just, the steering wheel is pretty cool. It's got a nice shifter. The like infotainment is sort of like angled towards the driver, and there's this little, like, I don't know what you call it, sort of like an oh shit handle thing. It kind of reminds me a little bit of on the new Corvettes, but I think on those they have like buttons or something. I don't know. But anyways, check out the startup screen and stuff. Oh, it's doing an update right now. The update will continue even if the vehicle is turned off. That's good to know. And this is just giving me this like loading screen thing. I thought that I wouldn't like not having real gauges that much, but honestly, this is pretty cool. Like, and when you do the different drive modes, it changes. Like, if you can see, there's 2 buttons on the steering wheel that say N. This is the rev match, turn on and off rev matching. If you do this one on the left right now, this is just the way it came with the car. I haven't like messed with any settings. It'll put it into, like, the first one it goes to is sport mode, and you can see it turned red and looks a little more aggressive and all that. It says sport. And then there's also eco mode, which, I mean, you won't be able to see some of the menu stuff because of this update that's going on. And then there's normal, which is what it loads up as when you start the car. And then if you do the other N button, it does N mode, which is like sort of like, I guess, like a Sport Plus type feature. And you can see it has like a thing for like measuring your how many G's you're pulling, oil temperature, engine temperature, and then it's just like tachometer, speedometer combination there in the middle. And I guess you can mess with like a lot of these settings, like you can change it so that, like, I think you can change it so like the exhaust is louder in like normal mode or something like that. Like I was reading a bunch of stuff that there's all sorts of things you can do, combinations of things you can do. When you do put it in, so you can see it right here, it says, I don't know if you can see that on the screen that well, right here it says rev. When you put it, the way it currently is set up, if you put it in N mode, rev matching is turned on automatically. Some people complain about that, like they'll be like, oh, I don't need rev matching. I feel like the people who say that they don't need it or don't really care for it are people who just obviously do a ton of like track day type driving, or they're like journalists who get to drive all sorts of cool cars all the time. Like, my feet are freaking big, so like heel toe shifting is definitely not the easiest thing for me in most cars. And I kind of like gimmicky shit, so I think the rev matching thing, even when you're not like racing, I think it's just kind of funny and cool. So yeah, I kind of dig it. Yeah, I can't really show anything with the infotainment right now because it's updating, but I can get more into that in another video at some point. I do like that they have just the one screen here, and then there's like a bunch of buttons and dials. It's got heated seats, which when you do like the default, it goes to like the highest set. Like when you press the button, it just automatically goes to the highest setting, and then you go down from there. Even the lowest setting on the heated seats on this is crazy hot. From the seating position that I'm in, one of my few complaints about the car is that I feel like the volume button should be like where the heat AC is. I mean, there is one on the steering wheel, so that's fine. I use that most of the time. But sometimes I tend to just reach over, and it's like a little further out of the way, and it's like right in the middle. It's kind of random. I also don't like that there's not like an extra USB port or anything like that in the console, which itself is very simple. It's got a couple of cup holders and this like adapter kind of thing to make it like a smaller space. You can change through the drive modes here. There's also a rear, like this is a kind of, I don't know if it'll show you right now, but like, yeah, I won't do it right now, but if you press this button, it'll show you your rear facing camera without you having to be in reverse, which is kind of a cool feature. I feel like there's times when you could definitely use that. So you can see that my dog is already getting hair all over the inside of this car. This is a wireless charging pad, which I've only tried to use like one time, and it didn't seem like it worked that well, but I guess it's kind of a cool thing to have. I mean, in a pinch, if you don't have your cable or whatever, or you need to charge like multiple phones. I don't know. The inside's pretty basic. I mean, it's very clean. Not super flashy, but looks good enough. I mean, there's a lot of plastic, which doesn't really bother me that much, because some of this stuff, like this like sort of fake suede on the doors, is kind of cool. You got your basic functions for the locks, mirrors, windows. One thing it's taking me to getting used to is the door handle being down here. I think I'm used to it being like around here in most cars, and the fact that there's this little like speaker kind of throws me off, makes me think that it's the door handle. There's also this, can't really see it in this light, but there's this weird like thing on the end of the like tachometer, speedometer gauge for the driver. It doesn't, as far as I can tell, it doesn't do anything. It's just a weird like extension, weird design thing. Yeah, I feel for the most part pretty comfortable in this seat. The bolstering is really good. Like, it keeps you tight in the seat, which I assume is good for when you're at the track. The only complaint I have about like the seating is that there's no like adjustable lumbar support. So I got my lumbar pillow that I took from the dude staying, and I've been giving that a try today. It seems to help a little bit. I feel like not having any sort of lumbar adjustment is a big downside to these seats. But otherwise, I mean, I drove the car like almost 3 hours, probably over 3 hours today, and overall it was pretty comfortable. There's a decent amount of road noise. It's definitely still quieter than both the Mustangs, even when it's in like N mode. But it's like, even when you're in normal driving mode, it definitely gets out of its own way. It's pretty quick, and it's just fun to drive. Like, this is the first turbocharged car I've ever owned, and another thing I guess I sort of wish that it had, and maybe I'll do it eventually, is I'm into gimmicky shit. I love the sound of a blow-off valve on a turbocharged car, and I feel like with stock intake, stock exhaust, stock whatever, you don't really hear the turbo noise or anything regarding the turbo on this car while you're driving. The exhaust does sound really cool, especially in sport mode and also in N mode, but it would be kind of cool to have that like that the sound from the turbo blow-off valve. So I gotta just hurry up and get this video done. I'm gonna do a bunch more stuff with this car, and obviously, I've got a never-ending list of plans with the Fox body, blah blah blah. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited to have my fun family 4-door car.
anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any questions, anything you want to see covered on this car. And yeah, thanks for watching my channel. Keep an eye out for more Taco Potato Mustang. Stay healthy, stay safe. Peace out.